right, so I'm seeing 9-week control freak. Wait, where'd it go? There we go. Transform 20, Brooke. I remember your business exploded with 100, 9-week. Yes. Holy moly, 28. Let's do that again. So if you're new to launches, I just want to preface this call that these aren't activities, even though these are somewhat activities I do every single month when I start a new group. I'm 10xing everything right now because I know the power of, one, what a 20-minute workout can do, but two, what a launch can do for me right now, but also 3 months down the road, once March comes along, because all these people that I massively have invited right now are going to see like, dang, she's still rocking it. All those girls that joined her in January got really good results. I'm ready to join in March. Or maybe all those girls might not be ready till April, May, June, July. And that is how like a launch carries you through many months, not just right now. Okay, so the first things first, you guys are your own CEO, right? If you are just depending on what maybe you see a coach post in their stories, or maybe what you see in our Team and Heart on Hustle page, that's not enough. Take 10, 15 minutes tomorrow and go do some of your own research so you are comfortable explaining and understanding what this is. You know, our team had a call with Jennifer Jacobs herself. Listen to that while you're doing your workout tomorrow. We have a photo album in our team page with pricing, with before and after. So many of our leaders have contributed their JOB1 Instagram story graphics that you can use. There's a thing called Beachbody FAQs. If you Google Beachbody FAQ, it will pull up. It's like literally that simple. And then you can type in the search bar anything related to Beachbody and it will pull up. And I just looked and the JOB1 FAQ is 1220. It will give you all the information you need. And then in the back, our back office, there's the coach office. If you go to market tools, you can get shareable videos that Beachbody has created. The sample workout is found there, and also a challenge group guide that a team has already put together. Those, I love using those. However, I do kind of find they're kind of dry because, you know, I envision it's like a 50-year-old guy putting these posts together behind a screen. And like, but it's up to us as a coach to add flair to those posts, but like they're beautifully written. They explain every day what we're doing and it's already right there for us. So do a little bit of research if you haven't already. It doesn't take a long time. Okay. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because a lot of you already know it, but it's 4 weeks long, 5 workouts a week. Workout lengths are 20 minutes. Hallelujah. I mean, I didn't do 6:45 just because with postpartum and having a baby, but a lot of you are coming off of 45-minute workouts. That is seriously incredible. I don't think my mental capacity could take that on right now. And then all you need are dumbbells, bands. And then if you have the bike, she has optional bike rides, which is super cool. Important dates. We obviously know coach launch is already done it. And then this Thursday is customer launch. I know personally, I am hyping it up like everybody needs to purchase that day if they want to join me in January. Of course, they don't have to, but I'm creating that hype and that sense of urgency and like, let's just get this done before Christmas so you can go enjoy Christmas and then we can hit it hard afterwards. So my group is starting January 3rd. Anyone is welcome to join me. Anyone, I know you have your own, you might have your own upline coach who has their group going, you might join them. So I want you to drop in the chat, when is your group starting? When do you plan to start? Because that is so important, that like, that's the first thing you need to know. It's like, when are you planning to start this group? So, because everything revolves around that. January 3rd. Nice. Lots of January. I think a lot of people will be ready to go. I know some people, I had thought about January 10th as well. But sometimes I kind of feel there's that lull and sometimes people are ready to like hit it and go. But the nice thing is it's like, it's whenever you want to start it is when you can start your group. December 27th. January. Oh yeah. 3-day refresh. That is great. Yes. I love that, Brooke. Possibly the 10th. So whenever it is, figure it out and stick to it and start talking about it everywhere, like everywhere, because yeah, I'll talk about it in a second, but people, it doesn't register in their brain unless like they hear it for like the 7th and 8th time. Like, oh yeah, she's been talking about this group. So if you only talk about it one time on your stories or one post, a lot of times people don't see it or they hear it and it like goes out the other ear like in 2 seconds because Christmas and holidays. And it's like, oh yeah, I need to put that Amazon Prime order in and all of the above. Okay. And then really quick too, the package options, these are again found, there's lots of different package option graphics that you can see in our Team Heart and Hustle page. These are basically the two I have been sending people. This one, the build your package is for people who are brand new, who aren't a customer, who don't have bod. This, I just think I like how it clearly lays out what all they're going to get. And then the different, if they can get Shakeology, Performance Pack, Go and Glow. I just had someone get all of those the other day and I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then if you have bought already, these are the options for them. And of course, I'm always hyping up the best deal is option number 1, the completion pack to get started. All right, so I have 6 tips for you guys tonight. And again, I want to preface this with like, this isn't what I do daily. It's not what I do, even though I kind of do follow these steps every single month. I am 10xing everything right now because it's too good of a time and too great of a program not to be hyping it up so much. And I personally like need it so much in my life. So number 1, be the best and healthiest version of you now. You don't wait to start working. And I know a lot of you are doing so good. I'm looking who are at the call, but don't think that you need to start and wait till January 3rd till you start working on yourself. People, I truly believe people need us more than ever right now. Like not just people in social media world and our community, like our friends, our families, our coworkers, they need the best version of us because the world is just hard right now. And just with the Christmas season and the busyness of everything, the world needs us to show up as our best and most authentic self. So lean into this community. This community helps so much because I know the days and the weeks where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay in bed. I don't want to do anything. Like I see this group of ladies rise up. They're sharing their hard, they're sharing their crushed workouts. They're sharing, when they had pizza and when they should have had this or that, but when we make mistakes, but we're sharing the real. If you lean into this team, that keeps you going. Get up early, read your PD, work out, follow nutrition plan, do the things that we know we should be doing. But I would just want to remind you, this is the number 1 job every single time. It doesn't matter what's going on in our life or what the launch is. This is our number 1 job. We don't have to be perfect, but if people don't see us doing this now, they're not, what is that? I don't know what that is. That just popped up on the screen. But people don't see us doing this now. They're not, why would they join us come January? Okay, and then I had drop in what program you're currently doing and if you're reading anything for PD in the chat. I'd love to hear what everyone's reading. While I drink my grapefruit truly. So, finishing up Transform 20 week. Yes, PD is lacking here too. I'm reading a devotion, but I know I need a little bit more right now. Ooh, I don't even know. I need to know who's on the wake up call. I don't even know. Job 1. Ooh, Atomic. I've heard really great things about Atomic Habits. Okay, it was good. Every time I listen to a national wake up call, I'm like, everyone needs to listen to it. Like, it's one of those things. You just have to put it on your list. Nice. Okay, so good. You guys like that. Continue doing that. That's just like my number 1 reminder always. Number 2 is get hyped and on board with this program. I think most of us are, but if you haven't already, do the sample workout and show the clips. Like you don't need to show every single move, but like show the fun and different moves, how she's having us use the weights, the different ways she's using the bands. Like a lot of us are realizing if you started, like this is very, very different than anything we've done, which is really fun. And people need to see. Current customers and current coaches need to see that, and potential ones. Talk about it on social media. Like, don't just hide behind story graphics all the time and put up a slide of like 10 story graphics. Like, no, if you're scared to talk on social media, chug energize, like do a little dance, stand up and practice a couple times and talk. I always try and talk on my stories, like no more than like 2 to 3 to 4 slides, just because you lose your audience's attention. Or if you do need to feel like you need to talk longer than that, make sure you add subtitles, because a lot of people listen to stories with the sound off. Like, that's just, no. I saw that somewhere. And I know I listen to a lot of stories with the sound off, unless I'm like really into the person and what they're saying. So just keep that in mind. But people feed off of your energy. Talk about what it's going to do for you, how you're going to be able to sleep in 10 more minutes, how maybe you're going to squeeze this on your lunch break, how you can do it after work. Your energy is contagious. And even if you don't plan to do it, like maybe you're in a season where you just had a baby, or you're, something's come up, you're just injured or something like that, still talk about it and still share about it, because you never know who needs it in your circle right now. You never know who could benefit from it, and everyone could benefit from it. But I think back to Lift 4, I remember I was like 38 weeks pregnant when it came out, and I hyped it up so much in my stories. And I got, thankfully, like I did, because I did 1 week of it and so many coaches joined me during that launch. But if I would have been like, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm about to have a baby, I'm not even going to talk about it. Like, think of how many, like I see, Brooke, I know you joined during or right around, no, did you? Maybe after Lift 4, but I can think of like Shelby and like just a bunch of girls that joined right around Lift 4 that like maybe not would have joined if I wouldn't have talked about it, because it wasn't for me in my season of life right now. So drop in the chat if you have done the sample workout. And I know some of you guys have done, I've already started the whole program already, but drop in the chat if you've done the sample workout and what you thought of it. No one's done the sample workout, or maybe my computer's just slow. Yes. I love her no BS attitude too. At leadership, when we worked out live with her, I remember thinking like, she was very like kind of drill sergeant. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know about this. But now that I've done a few workouts with her, I'm like, okay, I like how she's just in, out, done, kind of very minimal talking. Yes, I loved it. Yes, 20 minutes is a time frame. It's one of those where you're just gonna have to chug your energize, get all distractions as much as you can out of the way and go, because you don't have time to waste. Okay. All right, number 3, pick a start date for your group and announce everywhere on social media every day leading up to your group. Like, people, I talked about this in the beginning of the call, but people can't hear it enough. Like, especially during this time of year, it is busy. Things are just our social medias are flooded, our text messages are flooded, our emails are flooded. If you don't talk about this more than 1, 2, 3, 4 times, people, it's just not going to register with them. Like, it takes like 7 to 8 times of people actually hearing something for it to stick. So that's why I said, figure out your start date, post a post about it, and don't stop sharing about it every single day in your stories. Share you doing the moves, share your before and afters, share, like, it doesn't have to, even though you haven't done this program, you can still share the before and afters. Hi, sorry, I just had a cute little baby come in. You can go night-night? You want to say hi? You say hi? Okay, you go night-night. You sleep all night long, okay? But yeah, just don't stop talking about it. Let people know when your prep week is. Let people know when your start date is. Create that urgency. I invite every day in my stories. I don't miss a day to invite, because I never know, even though a lot of people don't click things, a lot of people don't slide the polls, I don't want to miss a day when someone is ready finally after watching my stories for however many days or weeks or months or years, that they finally slide that thing because they're finally like, maybe I should take this step. And I don't want to miss a day if I would have just put that up, that they might not have reached out to me. And that happens all the time. Sometimes people will never reach out to me, but they'll say that little yes box. And then that gives me permission to be like, all right, let's go, let's do this. So never miss a day to invite on your stories. And then I do about 1 to 2 posts a week, actually inviting. We call them call to actions, when we're physically and you're saying to them, drop an emoji or let me know if you want more info. Like, don't just create this great post about your next group and like, don't give them an action step. Always give them an action step, and talk about your groups like you are explaining it to a second grader. Like, make it really, really simple. You can explain Beachbody on Demand and Shakeology more in depth in your personal conversations, but when you're talking about it on your stories, on posts, just make it really, really simple so that an 8-year-old could understand it. An 8-year-old could say, okay, so I'm starting this group on this date. I'm going to work out 20 minutes a week, and I'm going to drink a shake, and I'm going to check in with community. Like, keep it really, really simple. Of course, there's a little more explanation behind the scenes, but don't overcomplicate it when you're explaining it in your social media. And then share your startup story. That, like, a lot of us think like, well, I haven't really had a transformation lately, but your startup story is always a story that people connect with. So this is my post that I shared just like 30 minutes ago of my startup story. And I've been trying, it's sometimes something that I forget to keep sharing because I'm like, I have shared it so many times, but you never know when someone is going to pick a piece of your story, or when you have a new follower who maybe has never heard your story. Your story is your business card. Your transformation is your business card. So you have to share it all the time. Okay. And then story slide examples. These are the story slide examples I'm going to be using. We have lots of them in our JOB1 photo album, but I love having just a few. I don't like slapping up a ton of them, but I like a few of them just to give people, to make myself look a little professional, because I'm not, but it gives people like a little snippet of like, okay, again, this is the start date. This is how many, this is the prep week. This is what it entails. And it just makes it a little more simple for them to understand. Okay, this is part that I don't want you to be scared of, but make a list of 100. And if you've been around for other launches, I've encouraged, and we've talked about it, and we've done this challenge before. Make a list of 100. I will show you guys my list that I'm working on for this. Like, and I have a whole nother page behind it that I've started. Like, if you want people to join you, then you have to invite. It's a lot more. The posts are good for getting your information out there, but when you start to invite and have those personal conversations, that's when people actually commit and say yes. So who are you going to make this 100 list of? And don't overthink it. Don't think, oh my goodness, 100 people, like, that's really crazy. That's what I have to do to be a successful coach. Because no, it's not. I'm not ever saying you need to do this every single week. I'm just saying it's a launch, and you need to 10x your business if you want to catapult this into 2022. So people who watch your stories, people who like your posts, or friends who you just genuinely think would love 20-minute workouts, which is every single friend, to be honest. And then after you have this list, that's where it makes it so easy. Every day I pull up my list and all right, okay, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, and I'm going to work through my list. I'm going to share my invites on the next slide. But you will be surprised if you set a timer for 10 minutes and you have a list, how many people you can get through. And I don't just copy and paste this invite every single time. I tweak it to how, maybe if I've invited this person before, or I tweak it to if I know something is going on in their life and I make it personal. So it's not just a copy and an invite. I always use their name and those kind of things. I also have a script, and I know a lot of leaders have their own scripts of how I guide and walk people through conversations. It's in our Team and Heart and Hustle page, from the very hey, I want more info, to closing it with sending them a share cart. I put in there every single thing I say. So I'm not going to go over that right now. But then we have these awesome third-party tools that I always love to send people to. Megan made that JOB1 Canva doc that I've been sending a lot of people after, I've gotten their goals, after maybe I've sent them the video trailer for it or the sample workout, and they want some more info. And then I'm like, okay, because in that does include the pricing. So I don't just want to shove that in people's face right away, because that might be like, what is this? She's like wanting almost $200 for, and I don't even know what this is. But if you invest a little of your time to be patient with them, don't word vomit all over them, then that's how those third-party tools can really come in handy. And then I just want to remind you too of that 1 in 10 usually say yes. Sometimes for some people, depending on your market right now, like it could be more. Maybe you're a 1 in 5, maybe you're like a 1 in 15 or a 1 in 20. That's why inviting 100 people, you might invite 100 people and 10 might say yes, 20 might say yes. So just keep that perspective in mind. And so if you're not tracking it, like I love pen and paper, highlighter. Like I have my own little, like a check mark means this, a dash means this, but I would love to hear how you guys track, if you use something digital or if you just use pen and paper. Drop in the chat section right now how you track. Google Sheets. Yes, Google Sheets is a great one. Pen and paper. Doesn't have to be fancy. Oh, did the wake up call said it was, think of it as an invite to your birthday party? That's good. I would be so sad if I didn't get an invite to someone's birthday party. Ooh, a hot list on my phone. I like that. That's a good idea. Okay, so if you are not tracking it, basically all these conversations are going to go nowhere, because you're going to forget about it because it's Christmas and it's a busy season. Okay, so make sure to track these conversations. So these are the two for me, the invites I have been sending out. Super short, sweet, to the point. Again, I might add some stuff on depending if I know the person. So hey, Carissa, I just wanted to thank you for following along on my journey. It means so much to me. Even if I've already said that to them, I'll add like, thank you again for following along on my journey. I just wanted to check. There's actually a brand new workout program launching this month that I'm starting in Jan. That's only 20 minutes long. It may not be a fit for you, and that's totally okay, but are you open to checking out the details? So something short, sweet, don't overthink it. And this one is a super, super short one that I also like to use. Hey, sweet mama, I'm looking for people to test out a new 20-minute program with me in January. May not be for you. Would you want more? Like, don't overthink these. And this just leads to conversations. But again, number 5 is where if you can't just send all these invites and expect a lot, you also need to be following up. That is where the magic is. That is where the secret sauce is to this business. And especially this time of year, give people the benefit of the doubt. They're busy. Don't take it personally if no one gets back to you after you send out a lot of genuine invites. Don't take it personally if someone tells you no. Don't take it personally if, maybe they said yes and then you gave them all the info and then you don't hear from them again. Okay. You still need to check back in and follow up, because it's ickier if you don't. And a lot of us, if you've been around longer than a few months, you know that it is like the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, 8th time that you follow up with them, that they finally might be ready. So these are a few of my follow-up invites. So this first one is maybe like after I've sent them a video or sent them a little bit more information, and then crickets. I say, hey, Katie, didn't know if you had a chance to check out the short video I sent over. No worries if not, just wanted to check. I know you're a busy mama and these can be very, very easily missed. Give people the benefit of the doubt. A lot of times people are checking these in the checkout line at Target, or a kid grabs their phone. You just never know why. Or maybe they aren't interested, or maybe they just need someone to check back in. I know for me, I've been wanting to get like this face wash for my friend. And like, she's like, you want this face wash, right? I'm like, yeah, I do. I'll take care of it. And then like 2 days later, she's like, you want this face wash? I'm like, yes, I'm going to order it tonight. And I forgot. And then finally she's like, do you just want me to put in your order? I'm like, yeah, I do. Just do it for me. Like sometimes people just need that. That was a good reminder for me because I was like, I do want this face wash. I don't know why I'm not just pulling the trigger. And then this one, the second one is if someone, like I send in the invite, like the previous slides, and absolutely ghost, like no response. I just like to say, hope my last message wasn't too forward or offended you. Just wanted to thank you for following along. Hope you're having, this is what I sent on Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. And usually I get a genuine response back of like, oh no, you're fine. Like my so-and-so grabbed my phone, or something that I can at least keep the conversation going, even if it doesn't lead straight into job one right then. So I'd love to hear in the chat section how often you guys follow up. Is it like once a week after you send an invite? Is it every few days? Do you have a certain day you'd like to follow up with your conversations? Yes, I love that, Brooke. Yes. But even if it is longer than a week, I think people find that almost more genuine because they're like, oh, wow, like we had that conversation a week ago and she's still checking in with me. Like she remembered me. Once a week. Yes. Yeah. Usually I like doing follow-ups on Friday. For me, I like doing them on Fridays because I've sent a lot of messages and invites at the beginning of the week, and then follow-ups come like Thursday, Friday of either people have ghosted me or just haven't gotten back to me. So just remember that is such a crucial part. Okay. And then number 6 is the most fun part, is to actually help people get results. It's not enough just to get them into your groups. It's not enough to help them get a challenge pack. Now it's the job. This is where I feel like as a coach, we can be so creative with how we help people, whether it's bod groups, whether it's Facebook groups. It doesn't matter where you do your groups, or if there's 2 people in your groups, 20 people in groups, or 100. Like pour into these people and help them get the best results possible. Don't just think to check in with them like in like posting in the group, but also those individual messages, especially with brand new girls. I try and individually message them like 2 to 3 times a week. Like on Monday, even if like they checked in with the group post, I'll be like, hey, how was that first workout? Then on Wednesday, like, hey, have you made Shakeology yet? How's it going? Like Saturday, like how are you feeling after this first week? Have you noticed anything? Like those touch points, those follow-ups that take 10 seconds to write up, you can voice message them even, which takes 0.2 seconds, go a long way. So go live in your groups. I always love going live in my groups to create, that show them that community, and make it a community they just love coming to every day. Offer, if your community is kind of like dead, offer some prizes. My girls go crazy always for gift cards or workout tank tops or anything like that. And then think again, like you are helping these girls in January get these results. And then you can use, if they say so, like you can use their results, your results, to then launch in February again. Be like, hey, these girls did this with me the last 4 weeks. This is what they've done. Like, why don't we get you started and go into February? It's only 4 weeks long, so which I'm super pumped with this program. So I plan to relaunch like the first week of February. So I would love to hear how would you describe your energy level on a scale of 1 to 5? Like 1 being, some people comment, and 5 being like, it is hyped and rocking and everybody is showing up. Because I've had all of the above, sometimes even 0, if that is 1. So what is your current energy level? Yes, individual connection is so big. Yes, Dana, I would agree. Christmas group, especially, I'm doing weekly prizes and it's like everyone wants a prize. Yes, definitely. And definitely I've had a fluctuation where it's like rocking. And so just know that doing all these steps that we've just talked about are important, but also this is like helping them actually get results. To me is the most fun part, and the most like fun part where I get to use my creativity and really help them. Like, what are they needing this week? What kind of posts, what kind of recipes can I get for them that will truly help them do this? Because thankfully we don't have to create the workouts, but we are those people that are holding their hands and making sure that they're not getting left in the dust, and making sure that they've committed to what that challenge pack, because we don't want it just to be, 25, $50 commission for us. We don't want it to be a waste of money for them. Like, help people get the best bang for their buck, because that's when you create lifers in this business. People who see what this is about, see how incredible these workouts and supplements community are, and never want to go anywhere. Okay. I heard this. This is the last thing I want to leave you with, and then I'll just stop sharing and stop recording. But I heard, I think Jamie Fitzpatrick, I was listening to his call, and I know a lot of us have listened to it, I think in this team or in this group, but he said, all you need for a launch is a calendar. He's like, just get out your calendar, set a date, and start inviting. It's like, that's all you need to do. Of course, like the things I said, add a little bit more to that, but truly, if the only two things you take away from this call is get out your calendar and set a date and invite, like, you can still have a very successful launch. So don't get in your own head. Just take those small steps every single day, make a list, and get excited about it, because this is a launch that is just, for me, it's so easy to get excited about. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I am going to